Hey, it's Soul here to remind you of what is going down this coming week in Warcraft. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, that helps me out, catch me on our live streams, and let's begin with Panic! Obviously kidding, but with this being the last week of Season 1, we've got to go over what's going away and some small things that you can still do for your characters in case you're coming back in now. Season-related content ends after this week, so season achievements from Raiding, Mythic Plus, and PvP, this is your last chance for glory. Meanwhile, the deep cuts from the Vault achievement isn't necessarily going away. This achievement, which unlocks special effects on Season 1 tier gear, will only be achievable by defeating Razageth on Mythic difficulty after the patch. So it's a bit of reassurance that the FOMO doesn't extend here. There ought to be some last-minute interest in the Forbidden Reach for players looking to amass catch-up gear for their alts, as well as an Onyx amulet tailored to their liking. That's because after the patch, it's likely going to be more difficult to farm rares, which eventually leads to getting these items. Fortunately, there is a lot of gear that will come in the first week of 10.1 by doing zone content, which again reinforces that there won't be a lot of people over in the Forbidden Reach. So if nothing else, I suggest focusing your efforts on the Forbidden Reach towards getting a ring set up on your favorite characters because they might be more useful than you think. This also may sound like a weird suggestion, but you may want to save up or farm for Dragon Isles resources. Now, don't make this a priority, but eventually in 10.1, you're going to be able to buy these things called barter boulders that can be traded for, notably, profession recipes. Buying these things is a renowned perk that is shared across the account. So if you have profession alts, to get these recipes, they're either going to need to put in the elbow grease to find these boulders by farming up treasures and doing activities in the new zone, but for 100 Dragon Isles resources, they can buy them instead. It's a big resource sink, like you're going to need thousands of Dragon Isles resources to wrap all the recipes, and this might be a bit too much for an alt. Unfortunately, Dragon Isles resources aren't tradable. On the other hand though, at least take a look at how many resources you happen to get on your characters and not spend. It might be more than you realize. You might as well use your catalyst charges on your main and alt while you still can. It's not certain when or even if these specific charges will go away, but we most definitely won't be able to use these charges to somehow obtain Season 2 tier sets early. There's a chance that these charges could be preserved to use on Season 1 gear to get those appearances, but without an announcement as of this recording, I'm gonna lean towards just using them all. 10.1 zone content isn't going to fill up your bags the same way that other zone content does, but there are going to be crests and crest fragments that you'll be picking up throughout the season, and you're going to use these to upgrade gear or to turn them into crafting materials. These will take up reagent bag space and can be at least stored in the reagent bank, but this is just a general reminder to make your bags as empty and organized as possible ahead of the patch. Lastly, a little bit on gold making. If you're accustomed to using large amounts of awakened materials, you might want to try stocking up before demand spikes thanks to new recipes coming in the patch. The bump probably won't last too long, so if you're not accustomed to how big markets work, I suggest keeping an eye out and learning off of the ebb and flow of awakened materials. Herbalists and miners will be able to collect glow spores in the new zone. Dual gatherers get a small advantage in that they get a bonus from gathering the right herbs and ore within a time limit. I suggest that if you're able to, pivot over to mastering gathering basics so you can collect while mounted. It'll make your collection of glow spores and other materials that much faster. Now let's get on to what else is going down this week. There's only so much time left in the Time Walkathon, and this week we go all the way back to the Burning Crusade. Heroic gear is on the line, just complete 5 Time Walking dungeons, enjoy the easy levels, and get ready for the patch. The Temple of Hot Mogu is the brawl, and I wish it wasn't. Pick up the ball, jump into the middle, and pray that the team follows you. The Battleground bonus event is also in play in case you want a last crack at some gear or appearances or PvP upgrades. And in the final week for Mythic Plus World, the affixes are Tyrannical, Bolstering, and Volcanic. It's a pretty easy combo to deal with and fitting for your last push to whatever it is your goals are. So don't tunnel, take out the baddie bad first, watch the ground, and collect your score. And at the end of this raid week, we can expect a new round of trading post items. Interestingly enough, the day before the patch. Make sure you've spent or saved up your tender for the month. Later this week, Volunteer Guard Day takes place in case you need the tender. As usual, it's an easy and small event, but I find this one pretty cool because, well, 1, it's in your capital city, and 2, you get to fight bad guys and, I don't know, keep the streets safe. It seems like yesterday we were talking about the Time Walkathon and the grind for developing the 1007 ring, and now it's wrapping up, with hopefully most of us in shiny tier pieces and ready for what awaits us underground. Expect some short and sweet progression guides to help you along, and if I can get around to it, a survival guide that won't help anyone at all. I hope this helped out, and if so, hit the like button, subscribe for more coverage, catch me live for a chat, and I'll catch you later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.
You start in town, getting up all the weeklies, then you head down, check and notice but there aren't any. Then you do a circle around the aisles, helping dragons for a while, do a hunt, cook soup and some bounties, queuing for some dungeons, stopping invasions, helping the dragon nations. But in the end, you're just a gamer, you're just trying to get the big reputation, big reputation. Ooh, you and me were founding big reputations. That's what they were really trying to do. I want some trash bomb too. Done.